Hey everyone, back again with another video to help you out. This time showing you how to take the steering wheel airbag out of this 2020 Subaru Legacy. This airbag is being pulled from a junkyard for a customer who needs it. In replacing this, it will also likely be necessary to replace the airbag control module, which is located probably underneath the center console. Those are oftentimes one-time use only modules that need to be replaced when any airbag or seatbelt retractor is activated. Sometimes they can be reset though. I don't know on the specific model if it's resettable or if it just needs replaced, but in any case I am pulling the airbag out. And before you begin any kind of work at home on airbags or the airbag systems at all, make sure you disconnect the negative terminal on your battery. These can be pricey, and if they go off it can cause injury or burns or anything like that. So you definitely want to make sure you disconnect the negative terminal on your battery, leave it off for 10 or 15 minutes, because there are capacitors in the system that can hold charge. So if you disconnect the battery, it can still go off for a short time in some cases. So when that is complete, you'll just need a flathead screwdriver to remove this airbag. And this is necessary if you need to replace switches in your steering wheel itself, or the clock spring behind it, or possibly even the switches here. So this one has paddle shifters, so you'll have to come in behind the paddle shifter and you'll have a access hole right here. You can put your flathead screwdriver in and you can actually hear it when it hits the metal spring clip that holds it. So you'll hear a hollow wire sound, and when you find it you can just press on it and it'll pop out when it's depressed. Same on this side, you'll have an access hole just past the paddle shifter. And again, you'll hear that sound of a wire being hit. And then you just press in on the wire and it'll release that section. And then underneath the center of this, actually just left of center, I don't know if it can be visible on this camera angle or not, but right about here underneath the center of the wheel there'll be another hole. Find your opening with the screwdriver, and again you'll hear it and it should be released. Then to remove the steering airbag from the wiring, you'll have to remove the plugs off the back. You'll have to pop these little retaining clips out of the center, and also be aware that sometimes if these airbags have gone off, these plugs can be melted, which is also an indication you'll need to replace the clock spring. But if these are all melted, that means you'll have to replace it anyway. But pop those two little retaining clips out of the center, and then you can pull the plugs out. It's a lot easier when you're not holding a phone, but pop those two out, and then you'll have this ground strap right here, and then the airbag is out. So that's pretty much all there is to it. Once you get that done, if you need to go deeper, you'll have to unplug these plugs here from your clock spring, remove this bolt or this nut right here, which looks like to be about an 18 millimeter right here, and then you can grab a hold of both sides of the steering wheel and wiggle it back and forth and pull it off of the shaft here if you need to replace clock spring, doing something with your steering wheel, something like that. That's how you go further than this. But for our purposes, that's where we're at. If this helped you out, drop a like down below. If you have any questions, leave those down below too. subscribe for more videos. I put these out to help people save some time and money on car repairs, because they are rather expensive, and we could all use a few extra dollars. So thanks for watching. See you next time.